You think your dog's tests are simple attention seeking, but that's not the real story. They're running tiny experiments on you, quiet, patient, and relentless, to learn if you're safe, reliable, and worth trusting. And when you finally see the pattern, everything changes. Start with the way they watch you. Not whining or pawing, just sitting across the room, eyes fixed. That look? It's the first secret. Measurement. Dogs watch your routine the way you might watch the weather. They're timing you. How long before you return from the kitchen? How often does your mood flip when the doorbell rings? That gaze is data being logged. It's not guilt. It's a quiet question. Will you come back? Will you be calm? Will you protect us? When you answer that question consistently, soft voice, steady steps, they mark you as predictable. Predictability equals safety. Safety builds trust. Trust builds attachment.
Then there's the tiny resistance, the no they might give when you call them away from something they love, a toy, another dog, the trash bag with the forbidden prize. Secret number 2 is a subtle loyalty test. When they hesitate, they're checking whether your call is worth obeying. If you react with anger or panic, they learn that obeying means losing something important, and they'll hedge, because survival is smarter than obedience. But if you respond with calm persuasion, come close, kneel, offer the trade, celebrate the small return, they learn that coming to you gains them something better. That's how you win their cooperation without coercion. That's how respect becomes a habit. Watch the small betrayals, the times they sneak onto the couch after you leave the room or nibble something off the counter. Those are secret 3, boundary experiments. Dogs will gently expand the world's rules to see your limits. They test edges. How far can I go? Will you enforce the line, or will it stretch when you're distracted? If you set a soft, consistent boundary, clear words, small corrections, then immediate reward when they comply, they stop probing. If you flip between yelling and ignoring, they'll keep pushing. Boundaries are not about dominance. They're about clarity. Your dog wants to know what to expect. Clarity reduces anxiety. Reduced anxiety strengthens the relationship. Secret 4 is their sudden aloofness. One minute your dog is glued to you, the next they pull away like a small storm blew through. It feels personal. It's not. This is their safety check withdrawal. When something unexpected happens, visitors, a loud noise, your raised voice, their world gets unsteady. Pulling away is a test. Will you chase them angrily, or will you lower your energy, give space, and show calm? If you chase, they'll hide. If you stay calm, eventually they'll return and test again, softer. This back and forth is how they map your emotional range. Dogs learn more from how you feel than what you say. Your steady calm is the strongest proof you're someone to rely on. And then there's the ultimate test, the one most owners miss: selective affection. Your dog might shower one person with cuddles and barely tolerate another. That's not favoritism so much as a trust gradient. They're handing out their heart in stages. They'll let you into closer spaces, licks, leaning, sleeping at your feet, only after enough small confirmations that you're dependable. Each allowed proximity is permission earned. When you interpret that closeness as proof of love instead of the result of careful testing, you'll stop rushing their trust. Give space. Match their pace. Let them choose to come closer. And every time they do, make that moment unequivocally safe and rewarding. Along the way, there are rhythms and signals most people miss. The micro-sit when you tie your shoes. The paw that barely brushes your hand when you're on the phone. The way they circle twice before lying down beside you. Each action is a little question. Each return is an answer. Every ignored question chips away at their certainty. Every answered one cements it. That's the core psychological engine. Dogs build models of human behavior through tiny probabilistic tests. They're predictive learners. You are the biggest variable in their model.
Now imagine if you started treating their tests as invitations rather than annoyances. If the gaze is data, feed it with consistent returns. If the hesitation is a loyalty check, respond with calm trades. If the boundary poke appears, tighten the line gently and reward the retreat. If they withdraw after a shock, become quieter, not louder. And when they choose closeness, escalate tenderness in ways that confirm safety. Soft voice, slow petting, eye contact that doesn't stare. These micro-responses shift the probabilities. Over days, weeks, months, the math of trust favors you. Their experiments stop. Their love becomes steady. There's science here. Animals use reinforcement and prediction error to learn. When outcomes match expectation, behavior stabilizes. When outcomes surprise them, like you coming back when they didn't expect you, they update their model. Dogs are biologically wired to track contingency. Their brains calculate probability of response given action. Your reactions tip those calculations. Small wins, consistent cues paired with positive outcome, shape long-term attachment. It's simple conditioning, yes, but layered with social cognition. Dogs interpret your emotional state and use it to weight those outcomes. Calm equals higher weight. Agitation lowers trust. That's why tone matters more than volume. Your calm voice acts like a thermostat. It sets the emotional temperature. Each steady, measured reply reduces their uncertainty faster than treats or toys. Not all tests are solved by food. Many are solved by emotional reliability. Food can buy attention. Calm can buy confidence. Here's a trick to flip the test in your favor immediately. Create predictable micro-routines. A 2-second eye contact before you open the front door. A short wait that always ends with the same reward. A morning stretch you both do. Sit, touch, release. Predictability gives them a map. A map reduces the need to test. Less testing means more restful trust. Another practical shift. Narrate low-stakes moments. When guests arrive, don't yank or scold. Quietly label the experience. It's okay. Come see. Use a soft summon instead of an order. When they hesitate, offer a trade, not punishment. Let arrival equal reward. That turns a potential stressor into a predictable sequence they can trust. And be mindful of mixed signals. If you punish in high energy and then cuddle intensely 5 minutes later, you introduce a reward-punishment loop that keeps them guessing. Consistency isn't harshness, it's clarity. Dogs don't need perfection. They need steady feedback. Midway pause. If this is changing how you see your dog, hit like and subscribe, because the next insight is the one most owners miss, and it rewires how they respond for life. Most owners focus on big corrections, commands, training classes, dominant postures. But the quiet test sequence, the small, repeated experiments, is what builds or breaks deep attachment. Secret 5 is tiny generosity, small, unexpected kindnesses after they test you. That extra second of belly rub, the mid-walk treat when they return from sniffing too long, the soft good when they choose the couch beside you instead of the cat's lap, those are confirmations. They tell your dog, I see you choosing me. I reward that choice. Over time, choice becomes habitual because it's rewarded emotionally, not coerced. The emotional reframe is vital. Your dog isn't being manipulative when they test you. They're being pragmatic. They're doing the only thing their brains know to do: measure, predict, and confirm. Seeing their behavior as a test dissolves irritation and replaces it with compassion. You stop punishing the question and start answering it. That shift heals the friction and deepens the bond. There will be setbacks. A new environment, a new person, or a health issue resets their model. When that happens, return to basics. Predictable returns, calm tone, consistent boundaries, and small generosity. Repeat, rebuild. Dogs forgive readily when the environment becomes stable again. As we close, every look, every hesitation, Every tiny boundary push is a chance to reinforce that you're safe, reliable, and loving. Your job isn't to stop their tests entirely. That's impossible. It's to make the answer always a little better than the doubt. When they learn your behavior is a stable signal, their testing fades and their affection becomes constant. And that's when you get the kind of quiet closeness that fills rooms and quiets nights. Your dog isn't just behaving, they're communicating. They're asking, "Are you mine? Will you keep me safe? Will you be calm when the world isn't?" Answer those questions consistently, and they will give you their whole heart. End with a slow, soft line. Look at your dog now. What tiny test are they doing? Try answering it kindly. Watch how fast their trust blooms. Would you like this adapted into chapter timestamps and suggested B-roll for filming?